Good day, everyone. This is Matt McGall with 330 to go high school football. Another interview, game of the week. We have it coming to you. It is going to be CVCA traveling just over to Woodridge. And right now, we are happy to bring onto the air Coach Nick Cook. How are you feeling today, Coach?
Feeling good, man. Thanks for doing
Feeling
this.
good, feeling good. We're glad you took time out of your day. I know you're getting ready for the game plan, and we got you down as the game of the week against Woodridge. Before we get to that, Coach, finishing up, turning the page from last week, one thing that I took away that I thought was really relevant was what you guys did in the fourth quarter. I understand you didn't come away with the win, but putting 14 points up there coming into that fourth quarter, was that something that you took into to your team and letting you know we're going to build on that as we move forward into week 3?
Yeah, I mean, we're always coaching our kids in terms of finish and putting full, 4 quarters together, and we definitely, same thing with messaging as far as constantly we, really put a high premium on having grit and how we handle adversity, right? Which adversity can happen while you're winning a game too, right? It's its own version, and so yeah, we were pleased with our kids' response in the second half, and obviously all the respect in the world for what Lake Catholic's doing. But yeah, we needed to respond and was happy with our kids' response.
Yeah, that was playing that there. Streetsboro had a strong rushing attack as they were kind of moving throughout the game. You guys adjusted to that, was able to tighten up there a little bit at the end. Moving into this week, Woodridge sitting kind of in a similar boat. And I think that the thing that you always fear about any team that is waiting for that first win is it only takes one domino to drop. So going into that, is that a message this week? Like, hey, we're both in the same mind frame. It's going to be who wants it more. So where are you kind of trying to get your players' heads going into week 3?
Yeah, as you're gonna have two hungry football teams, right?
Yeah.
Going at it, and that's going to add to the competitiveness. And a big message of ours to our guys with because we always present the season as 3 seasons within the season. You have your non-conference season.
Yep.
Then you've got your conference season, and then those 6 games in the postseason. Is that playoff season? And so for our guys, this group of 3 games, all 3 teams. We've essentially told our guys like, look, you're gonna be playing playoff football weeks 1 through 3, right? So another fellow 11-week team. We had a week 12 team, a week 13 team from last year, and we want that. CVCA football. This is team 29. It's been one time in school history that CVCA football has made it to week 12 or beyond.
Yep.
And our message to our kids is if you want to play more playoff football, you have to play more playoff football. And, you're playing playoff football weeks 1 through 3, which is a really good thing.
Well, no one's going to argue with that whatsoever because you're trying to build something. You have to have foundational pieces, not just the head coach, also the strength and conditioning. So you got 2 fingers pointed at you at all times here. One, it's that guy doesn't know what he's doing. And the other one is, why is my kid not, bench pressing 500 pounds? So it leads me to this question. With your guys' facilities that you have there, what's separating you from everybody else that has a strength and conditioning program? What are you doing that is putting you above and beyond why kids are, choosing to come to be a part of the CVCA family?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I would say independent of the physical stuff is, we're going to be integrating. We always tell guys like, hey, Jesus isn't just going to be a slice of the pie here. It's not like you take your religion class and then move on with life. Our message is we want him to be like the filling of the pie. That whether it's the weight room, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's math class, so that's going to be number one because we're not just able to do that, right? It's a core reason every faculty member, every coach is here doing it. So that's first, and now to apply that to strength and conditioning, that's going to apply there. We're not just going to develop you physically and mentally, like even in the weight room setting. We're going to be working on your character and working to develop you spiritually there. But in terms of just what it is, right? So as far as strength and conditioning, as far as my background and experience, I'd say a lot of high school programs, it's really a strength program, right? That they're doing a lot of good things in the weight room, but maybe not doing a holistic approach as far as speed development,
Okay.
power development, things like that. So I'd say it's something we feel like separates what we're doing is in the off season is we're not just developing stuff in the weight room. Our weight room's awesome. Yeah, I mean, we've got a great, facility in here, but we equally utilize the awesome field house we have for some of the speed school type of settings that we, put our kids in. So it's that whole, combination of working on strength and speed. It's something that we're trying to hang our hat on.
A lot of people don't see that difference in that. So even when they're hearing that, they're still encompassing that just oh, get in the weight room. I mean, a lot of that, it's nowadays when I know that when I do make it to the gym, I see these kids with bands. I'm like, what are they doing? They're bench pressing with bands on it. Never did that. Never did that back in the day. And I think a lot of the new stuff, the new technology, the new way of thinking is starting to take its toll, and it's finally trickling down to the high school level. So to see and hear that you guys are doing that, because personally, been following CVCA for a while. Got a few kids over there that I know, and they all talk very highly of being around the culture that's being built there by you, Coach Cook. So kudos to you and what you're doing over there. Leads me to my last question. Why? I like asking this because you kind of get the same answer from most coaches, but there's always a little bit of a difference, and it's more intriguing to me, that little difference. Why do you continue to do it week in, day out, minute by minute, and taking not just that level of, I'm going to teach you X's and O's. I'm going to teach you how to be a young man. We're going to learn to grow in our faith. We're going to learn to be a better person, to make an impact. What is that driving force for you that continues to allow you to do this day in, day out, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, just like an organization or a school, has a mission statement. Years ago, I was advised to, think about what would your personal mission statement be. And when it comes to coaching, the phrase that I, have used for a number of years now, it's why I'm still doing it, is to help change lives by the gospel through coaching. It could be possible to do gospel ministry behind a pulpit, right? It could be possible to do gospel ministry, via a nonprofit organization. I feel like the platform the Lord's given me is through coaching, and it's both. It's, football, but then getting a chance to influence the whole student body through the strength and conditioning side of things. So that's the why for me, is, using this. That's my biggest passion. Like, I love the game and I love what we're doing. But what I love more than the game itself is getting to use it, as a platform, as a ministry with kids. And we tell our kids all the time, like, look, I care way more about the character and the culture in our program than I do even what takes place on the field. And those don't always compete, right? I think it is all tied together.
Yeah.
I think the character and culture of your program grows, like the results are going to take care of themselves on the field. But it does start with that for me. And so we try to build everything around that as best we can. And, hopefully that is what's coming through in the kids' lives.
Coach, I don't see why it wouldn't. You know what I mean? When you have somebody who's a driving force behind it and stays committed to it, things can only trend in that direction. So with that being said, on the football side of things, kind of removing a little bit from the why and where, game of the week, Woodridge. What are you telling the CVCA fans as they're coming out to your players? What's the game plan moving into Friday night before I let you go, Coach?
Yeah, with our kids, we don't got to tell them. We just show them, right? So in terms
Let's
of getting
go.
into film study and getting to know these guys, I mean, things for sure. Our kids know that, we've got a ton of respect for them, and they're going to be a well-coached, football team. Woodridge kids, at least in my experience, every year I've been here, besides being coached well, is they're tough, consistent kids.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that seems to come through each year, no matter what they're doing from a scheme standpoint. And so, and like I said, no doubt, you mentioned the two of us, in comparison to each other, even as two hungry football teams. And it's probably going to come down to the details, right? We made too many mistakes last week. That was kind of the story for us with Lake Catholic. You make that many mistakes, a good football team is going to make you pay. And so we've got to clean some of that stuff up. But I think that's what it's going to come down to again. When you get two hungry teams, passion and physicality and all that's going to take care of itself. It's going to be executing, taking care of the football, not playing mistake-free football.
Well, Coach, we wish you nothing but the best as you take on Woodridge and for the rest of the year with CVCA. Continue to do what you're doing. It is going completely noticed, and we are happy that we were able to bring you on and be able to chat it up a little bit and talk. So, Coach, thank you so much for joining the high school football show with 330 to go. And we wish you the best, Coach.
Thanks, man. Thanks for covering our kids.
Absolutely.